Greetings everyone. Today on Vinyl Variations we are taking a look at all of my scores from the Kane County Toy Fair. My first time going and it was pretty awesome. I had a pretty good time. Gotta get that vaccine first before you can do anything fun. And you got, of course, mask and all that stuff. And it was a little nerve-wracking to be in a room with more than like 10 people. Just went the one day on Sunday. And I think that was good enough for me, so let's take a look at some of the stuff that I picked up. Alright, so one of the first things I picked up while I was at the Kane County Toy Fair, a Micronauts Biotron from 1976. Now, these are pretty hard to come by in a pretty good condition, all put together, all have all of his pieces and stuff, and luckily I was able to find one that's mostly complete. And you'll understand what I mean in a minute, but I wanted to, so when I go to these things, I want to kind of, they got the modern toys, they got vintage toys, your Masters of the Universe, your Ninja Turtles, Transformers, of course. So they had like a good lot of stuff. When I went to this show, I was kind of looking for something strange, something weird, unique. I saw this Biotron and I thought that it would be really, really cool to own a vintage Mego Micronauts Biotron. As you can see here, I have some small versions. We have a Sofubi version of Biotron, the little Takara stamp on the foot there and stuff. So that's pretty cool. I really like this. And that he's clear is also really awesome. And then I also have this third-party, hyper-articulated version of Biotron. Kind of tough to see. So all the stuff that I got at Kane County is a little big, so none of it would fit in the photo booth. So here I am sitting on the floor in front of all my tapes so we can get a good shot of all this stuff. Let's open up this box and let's take a look at the Biotron that we have inside. Alright, so we have our Micronauts Biotron, very vintage, very cool looking, out of the box here. Yeah, this thing is pretty wild looking. It's really cool to see like this caliber kind of in person, because I don't really see Micronauts stuff around here all that often, so it is fun to see something like this, because this is kind of like your precursors to the Transformers. And so when I saw him, I definitely wanted to pick this up. So let's go through some of the stuff that he has. All of his pieces are here, including the chest piece here. He also comes with all of his connector pieces, some extra wheels. So this is for when you break down the toy and you're trying to combine them with other Micronauts vehicles and stuff like that. You want to make your own creation. And he's got his original instruction booklet, which is pretty cool. Get a proper look at that. Shows all of his pieces, and you can make the tank version. Take the legs off. So he's got treads on his back there, and supposedly this works. Still can take batteries, which are loaded in the sides here. One of the first things I want to bring up is this piece here. There's tabs on here, but they sure don't work on this thing. The chest piece here won't stay on. So if you're a Micronauts expert, a Biotron aficionado, maybe you can help me out with that, because I don't know. He's actually pretty loose, he'll fall apart kind of easily, so we'll be careful here. On the back here, you can see he's got these treads here, and it's pretty cool that the treads are still intact, because some of the Biotron that I was looking at online, they don't have that. So this also could be a repo kind of thing, like a reproduction piece. The chrome head is really cool. He's got the arms here, which have springs, kind of snapping action, which is fun. And so you can kind of modulate these and take them apart, build your Micronauts special creations, So you want to take these apart, you can. It splits at the waist here. You can pull out the arms, the head, and the legs here also come off. And the legs come off pretty easy. I don't know if this is just mine or if this is just the Biotron in general, but it is still a really, really cool piece, still a really, really cool robot. Maybe if I can find a reproduction chest piece here. I can kind of snap that on, and it can be an awesome display piece with the box and everything. The next piece I picked up at the toy fair was this Red King vintage bullmark piece from Otaku America, and that was a booth that was there, and they were selling lots of vintage kaiju and Sofubi stuff. So that was really fun to see there at the show. A lot more Godzilla Sofubi stuff than I was expecting. Kind of the only reason why I decided to go the Kane County Toy Fair was to actually go to this booth and pick up a piece, and this is the piece that I had gotten, a Ultraman Red King. Really, really cool. I really like the sculpt on this. Really interesting pattern. I love the blue spray straight down the middle on the belly there. Love the goofy eyes. Yeah, that's just an incredibly fun sculpt. I also like the asymmetrical kind of arm look. I don't know, something about that. Just, I don't know. It's very appealing to me for some reason. This was really fun piece. I think I'll also probably talk a bit about this piece in another episode that's coming up about specifically vintage Sofubi pieces that I've been picking up. Thank you so much to Otaku America. I really appreciate that. The next piece that we have here and that I picked up at the toy show is this absolutely incredible Sun Guts 2019 Shin Godzilla. These Shin Godzilla sculpts from Sun Guts were only available during certain types of toy festivals in Japan. This is the 2019 brown molding version. It's really, really beautiful. The sculpting on it is just immaculate. So it has this really great harmony between vintage looking kind of oblong style, but then also has that distinct look of the Shin Godzilla. I have the header card here, and it is pretty cool. We got the 2019 Godzilla stamp on there, sticker. Got the Sun Guts factory stuff. This thing is just wild. Such a cool sculpt, such a fun looking toy, and he's really big. He's very, very big, which is cool. Now I picked this up from Half Baked Fantasy. Nate from there was kind enough to sell this to me. I kind of told myself that it was something that I needed to get, because that's just something that I don't think you'd be able to find in a toy swap meet setting in the Midwest. You know, it's kind of like a unique thing to pick up, not outside of something like Designer Con or 5 Points, or something in America where sometimes you'll find a booth that's selling some kind of previous releases from Japan or from like Wonder Festival, Super Festival, something like that. So I needed to get it. I just needed to. He's got the articulation on the head and on his little tiny hands here. And then he's got articulation on those big, thick old Chungus thighs there. And on the tail, he's got two. The sculpt on the tail is really fun. Just the sculpt overall is just beautiful. So after a while of looking at these things on sites like Mandarake and Yahoo Japan, auction sites and stuff, seeing that in person and being able to get like a pretty good deal on it, it was so hard to say no to something like this. It's been something that I've wanted for quite a while now, ever since that the first version of this, the first colorway of this sculpt had come out. It's really cool, fun little experience to be able to find something like this. Now we have the last piece that I picked up of the day, which is also my favorite. Really hard to beat that Sun Guts Godzilla, but sometimes you just gotta pay respect to your elders, you know what I'm saying? We have here the Marusan giant-sized Sofubi of the J-Tail Godzilla. Now, the J-Tail Godzilla is known to be the godfather of all Godzilla Sofubi. This is the giant version. Now, this guy is 15 inches tall. He is the size of a small child, a newborn babu. It's got that incredible, unique, original profile of the original Godzilla. This sculpt has really grown on me over the years. I don't know, something about it, just think I really like the simplicity of it, and I like the kind of overall style of it. So like I said, this guy is a massive 15 inches tall. This guy came out in 2005 as kind of like a reissue sort of deal. I really like the awesome ice color there that's kind of very famous-ish, synonymous, kind of known for this sculpt. So it's just kind of the same sprays, a little bit more modernized, I guess. Kind of the same sprays and styles that you would have seen on that vintage piece, which I believe that vintage one is around like 7 or 8 inches tall, maybe 9 inches tall. The kind of signature J-tail, which gives it its nickname. It's got the simple articulation, no head articulation, because the entire body is all one piece, and the head is a little skinnier because they needed to be able to pull that, and with the mouth and all that stuff, with the spikes on the tail. So kind of a little ingenious design there when you think about it. The tail is articulated, legs and arms, your very basic Sofubi type of articulation, but I just really like the look of this guy. Following one online for a little while, kind of bouncing back and forth between like, do I want another giant Godzilla? I've kind of been on a giant Godzilla buying tirade, and I don't have any room for any of these, so I don't know why I'm doing it, but I am. I am very, very happy that I left with this. Like I said, this was my favorite pickup of the day, and I think it was because it was something that I had been eyeballing for a while online, and that, you know, it just was kind of a surprise to see there, and I was like, oh, this is kind of like a serendipitous sort of thing. You know, when you're at shows, or you're at, you know, little conventions or swap meets or something, when you see a toy that you've been looking for a while and you just couldn't pull the trigger online, I to me at least, that's like a sign. There it is. I literally put it in front of you. Are you gonna take it or not? So really, really cool, really fun piece. Can't wait to figure out a place for this guy. I don't know, maybe I'll just snuggle up to him every night, maybe. Yeah, that's what I'll do. There you have it, guys. There's everything that I picked up this weekend at the Kane County Toy Fair. Yeah, like I said, it was really fun. Glad to see some people that I haven't seen like over a year now. So that was nice to see. Nice to meet some people that I've never met, but only known online and stuff. So yeah, and always a pleasure to get those toys that you've been after for a while. So thanks everybody. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Video Vomit, and also Bad Omen Toys on Instagram as well, if you'd like to catch up with my artwork and my personal toy projects. You can also check out badomentoys.bigcartel.com if you'd like to pick up something for yourself. Keep an eye out for future releases and stuff like that. Thanks again, everybody. Until next time.